Hi, welcome to the video update of the 2016 Wyoming Legislative Budget Session. I'm Brett Moline.
And I'm Julie Doyle. The 2016 budget session began on Monday, February 8th, with Governor Matt Mead's State of the State address to the 63rd Wyoming Legislature, noting that Wyoming remains strong. Governor Mead recapped some of the accomplishments of the state, with particular emphasis on economic development, noting how Wyoming's strong support for gun rights has attracted new business entities to our community and lending credit to an upswing in business trends to high marks from national ranking organizations. He addressed how the state of Wyoming has utilized legal actions in reaction to some of the challenges coming out of Washington, D.C., such as WOTUS and the Clean Power Plan. Mead spoke to his efforts in reducing our number of state governmental rules by 30%, and pointed out that his current standard budget is less than that of the standard budget in 2009. He noted his disagreement with the Joint Appropriations Committee in refusing to expand Medicaid, stating that in so doing it is costing the state $128 million in federal revenues. In reference to Wyoming's Rainy Day Fund, Governor Mead advised that the legislature needed to establish what constitutes a rainy day and how the money can be utilized. Absent further direction, he suggested that his actions of borrowing from the account to help address what he feels are critical needs is an appropriate use of the funds. Now over to Brett for a report on some of the bills the Farm Bureau has been following. Brett?
Some of the bills that we've been following, the first bill I'll talk about is House Bill 117. This bill deals with increasing the registration fees to get pesticides registered in the state of Wyoming. This bill will increase that fee from $75 to $90, with the added $15 being reserved for educational programs for applicators in the state of Wyoming. In November, we changed our policy to be able to support this bill. In 10 years of lobbying, this will be the first time that, in my memory, that Farm Bureau has advocated for an increase in fees. This shows how important we think keeping applicators safe in the use of pesticides. This bill has been referred to the House Agricultural Committee and hopefully will come up in committee Tuesday morning. A couple of food freedom bills. House Bill 104 is food freedom with cooked meat. What this bill will do, should it pass, would be to allow people to sell products that have cooked meat in it, as long as that meat, when it was raw, was processed in a state or federally inspected facility. As the law stands now, you could sell somebody some chicken enchiladas, but you wouldn't be able to sell them beef enchiladas. So Wyoming Farm Bureau is actively supporting this bill. Another bill dealing with food freedom is Senate File 98. This bill, should it go forward, will allow somebody that has a retail food outlet on their property to be able to sell uninspected foods to the informed end consumer. The way the law reads now, it has to be directly from the producer to the informed consumer. This would allow them to have a store on their property and sell their products through there. Another bill that we're keeping an eye on that we will be supporting is House Bill 89. This deals with the Z endorsement that we got into law last session in 2015. Under the current law, the weight limit on trucks is 39,000 pounds. This bill would increase that weight limit to 60,000 pounds, so it would incorporate more tractor-trailer type vehicles. Wyoming Farm Bureau is supporting this bill as well. This bill has been referred to House Transportation. There's some trespassing bills that we are watching. Two of them are Senate File 75 that deals with criminal trespass to collect data, and Senate File 76 that deals with civil trespassing while collecting data. When we passed the law last year, we had the definition of open lands that we used. It was felt that this was too inclusive, that it included all the federal lands. So what we're going to do in this bill is change that definition. Instead of using open lands, we will use private lands. So that will limit it to lands that are just privately owned. Wyoming Farm Bureau is supporting both of these bills. Another data trespassing bill that Wyoming Farm Bureau was following was Senate File 87. The authors of this bill wanted to repeal all of the data trespass laws that we passed last year. They felt that what we did last year went too far in protecting private landowners. Wyoming Farm Bureau disagreed with that. However, this bill did not pass introduction, so it is dead for the session. I'd like to remind our viewers that February 25th and 26th in Cheyenne is the Wyoming Farm Bureau Legislative Meeting at the Radisson. We look forward to seeing you there.